I get a call that mom is not well. So I said, okay, mom. I spoke to her and I said, Mom, I'm just coming in 3 days. Next day morning, I wake up and they say, Mom is going just to her last darshan. I was freezed. That moment, how to react, was the moment of my awakening. If tomorrow I die, I have nothing to complain. Somewhere I have understood the real, absolute real meaning of life. My conclusion is that if you're not living in a conscious stage where you understand each and every moment, I mean, you'll miss something, which, because you live only once, so you need to experience this. Okay, why we have come into this world. 50% of the time we get failure in life, but trust me, every failure is an opportunity for you to get back, to understand. Because whenever failure hits you, take it as an opportunity where I can improve myself. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but keep on moving. Don't stop. You have to move in there. If something is not working, try the other way. That is not working, try the other way. So that has been my life. You can say I live my everyday like this. I face failures every day. Today might not be good, tomorrow will be the best. So just live your life happily with full confidence.
I'm delighted to have with me today Harry Anand,
Thank you, Sanjiv
a
bhai.
man who needs no introduction, but in simple terms, he's a music maestro, a multi music award winning music producer, director, composer, and singer.
Thank you, Sanjiv bhai.
A man who has reinvented himself, if I may, through that journey, who's always in tune with what's happening and is ahead of the curve. And today, I'd like to try and share an insight into the man I know, perhaps that the public don't know. There's a musical Harry Anand, there's the family man, and there's also the Harry Anand who's trying to combine all of this on his spiritual journey, not just for himself, but to share that joy with so many people out there. So I'm looking forward to this conversation, Harry.
Of course, Sanjiv bhai, it's my honor to be at your show. Trust me, we have been friends since long time, and in conversation with you, I'm sure it'll be really great.
That's very kind of you.
Thank you.
For the listeners out there, I am not haven't been the sort of person who understands stardom, who understands fame. I tend to connect with people as people. And that's how we connected. That's the beauty of how we first connected.
Yeah,
I remember you visiting the UK and meeting at the Swaminarayan Mandir in Leicester.
yeah,
And during that conversation, I was merely playing the tape of my journey, some of my familial challenges through COVID, lockdown, how I lost my father.
yeah,
And I recall that somehow seemed to resonate with you and your experiences in your own personal life.
yeah,
So, and the rest is history in terms of how we've grown and got to know each other. But let's take it back now
yeah,
to the Harry Anand that perhaps people know about.
yeah,
3 times MTV Music Award winner,
yeah,
Asia Music Award nominee,
yeah.
and I'm sure many more awards that we could spend a whole episode going through. So, Harry, your early life, did you always want to be in the music industry?
Uh, Not actually. I was uh, in the jewelry business when I passed my class 12th. I joined my father's business. My father was a goldsmith,
Okay.
and we had a jewelry showrooms in Delhi. So, as you know, every father wants his son to be, sincere in work. So he tried to, teach me the family business, which was jewelry.
Yeah.
So initially, when I passed my 12th, he said, okay, beside going to college or studying ahead, I want you to get into the business and understand how we design jewelry and what we do. So I said, okay, dad. And I joined the family business for 1 year as a salesman in the store, my own store. And also I was designing some jewelry, you know. But I was, I had my car in class 12 that time.
Wow.
Yeah, very few people used to have it. So being a wealthy father, I used to drive my own car in my class 12th. So I had a CD player in my car that then,
You were talking early
about 92,
90s. Yeah.
91, 92, I'm telling you. So
So there was you. Your family is reasonably well off,
yeah,
a goldsmith jewelry business. The stage is set for you to just follow that path.
simple.
And the trappings of that business growth of your father meant in those early years, you were driving around in a car when nobody else of your peer group probably, very few had that.
Very few. Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get at is in terms of some of the drivers that people have, being financially free, you kind of had that laid out for you really early on. But that wasn't what was driving you.
No, 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 not at all. See, when we say wealthy, I was like upper middle class person. But of course, we are Punjabis. So in our culture, when we are growing up, our father want us to have best of best. Whether they can afford or not, that's a separate thing.
I can relate to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but Punjabis are born like this. So when I started this jewelry thing, I was very, not happy inside, because when I used to drive that car connecting to my point, I had a CD player in my car. So I used to listen all the English tracks from Dr. Alban, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Samantha Fox, George Michael, Phil Collins, all my favorite singers. And that's how it was the birth of music in my own heart and soul. I was listening to all English music, and I got inclined towards music from there.
Wow.
Since you asked the journey, how it started, the early life. So there was a spark in me. Okay, how these people are creating music. I want to create similar music someday. That was the beginning of a seed inside my own soul.
Again, a beautiful insight. And many people will relate to that. You don't necessarily have to have trained as a musician, as a singer, as a songwriter academically to have that magic spark within you that then can grow. And we're going to talk about how that grows and how you approach life.
Yeah,
But within your own family,
yeah,
in those early years, there was somebody who was musical already, and who
yeah.
was, you want to tell us about?
Yeah, my elder brother, Anand Rajanand, who is a very big celebrity music composer, singer, songwriter. So he has done 115 films and more than 40 albums
Wow.
in his almost 3 decades career. And he was the main reason of me then getting towards music, because when I was into jewelry store, my brother went to Mumbai, and he thought I'll, because he was a singer songwriter, not a professional. So he said, I want to try my luck. So he requested dad, okay, dad, can I move ahead and start my own, journey in the world of music? So my dad supported him, okay, you can go. He's 10 years elder to me.
Okay.
So he was proper adult that time, I guess 32, 31, and he left for Mumbai. Trust me, Sanjeev bhai, maybe it was written in the destiny that even I have to go into the music. Within 1 year, he started getting good response after reaching Mumbai. He met few people and they loved his music. And then he said, okay, Harry, can you come and join me? I'm alone here. And the other brother can take care of dad, since we are three brothers and three sisters. So that's how he called me to Mumbai. So I left jewelry business there, and I said, Dad, let me go and join my elder brother. And he's alone here and he's getting good response. And my younger brother is there with you to take care, of the business. And leaving the business, I joined my brother same year in 93.
So just let me just stop you there and recap. So I started this conversation by saying, well, look, your early life
Early life. Yeah.
was very much, I guess, there wasn't a survival need.
No, no,
You
not
had,
at all.
you
Yeah.
know, you were comfortable.
Comfortable. Yes.
Yet that musical spark within you
Yeah.
was one element of it. The respect for family, because that shines through everything I've learned about you and got to know
Yes.
and love
Yes.
about you, was there. So you followed the family path and listened to your father in terms of jewelry business.
Yeah.
But at the same time, your father was the sort of person who could say, I don't want to hold you or contain you.
Yes, that's the beauty of it. I mean, he's the best father because always supported us. And he said, "It's your wish. I don't want to suppress you." And that's what you said. The father supported us, and both the son, like me and my elder brother Anand. And that's how, because of him, we got a chance to go Mumbai and try our luck. And he said, "Okay, do teen saal mein if something happens, it's good. If it doesn't, just come back."
The freedom, as fathers out there,
Yeah.
you're a parent now. And again, me, myself, reflecting back on how I parent my children, there's always this balancing act
Yeah.
between protecting, because we've been through life,
Yeah.
we've been through the ups and downs,
Yeah.
and supporting
Yeah.
and giving freedom to take a risk.
Yeah.
And however much your father believed in your brother,
Yeah.
uh, and he had to have that ability to say, and he did,
Yeah.
listen, what's the worst that's going to happen? Follow your dream, follow your passion.
Of course, that's what we did. And we were really fortunate. And uh, it was since God gifted talent. We never took any training. The singing, songwriting, composing was completely God gifted, even to Anand and to me. Because my father, besides jewelry business, he used to sing sometime at home, but as just a hobby singer, but he used to sing good. Maybe something was hidden in him, which he said, "Okay, I couldn't do it, you know so let my son try his luck." And that's how we were fortunate. They've got support from family, and of course the culture and the humbleness, everything comes from the family, because we had a very dharmic mahol, culture at home. And my grandparents, my mother, my father, all believe in God. And we are firm believer of God, and that's how. And we believe in every religion. It's not we are stuck, but of course आपका family एक होती है, so family God is always there. But
Absolutely.
we believe in humanity, and that's what we have gathered, that all the culture from our family, within the family, from the family.
Again, it's beautiful that you, despite all of your fame, despite all of your success in the commercial world,
Yeah.
where it's very easy to, neglect or forget about where we come from. What makes you you is that beautiful family culture, traditions, the faith,
Yeah.
dharmic way of living.
Yes, absolutely.
And behind the scenes, that's always been you.
Yeah.
So then you mentioned your brother Anand.
Yeah.
He came to Mumbai.
Yeah.
So as a younger brother, I can relate to you because my older brother, I look up to him so much.
Yeah.
He's 4 years my older, and from the youngest age, Bhai. Wouldn't even call him by his first name. That's how much respect.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Even I don't.
Yeah, so Bhai, this, Bhai, that. Because they somehow play a space in your heart
Yeah.
that you can't understand until you have that kind of relationship, and not all siblings do.
Yeah.
So Anand was in Mumbai. You joined him a year later.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us a bit about what you saw and observed about his journey, and then how that shaped you.
When Anand came to Mumbai, he tried his luck, and within 1 year, he got his first break in a very big film. So he composed a song called Jhanjharia, which was a massive hit on Sunil Shetty. It came in the film called Krishna. Yeah. So that time he composed the song, he wrote the song, but the music label said that this song will come in the name of Anu Malik.
You're kidding me.
Yes. And that song was in his album. That song was in his first album, Jhanjharia, and it was a massive hit. It was a very, very massive hit. In fact, he did his first Australia and Fiji Island tour because of that one song. So that song became big hit, and they chose that song, that we will use this song composition in the film, in under the music of Mr. Anu Malik. And Anu Malik was a very big music director, of course, that time. So Anand Bhai said, okay, if, as far as I'm getting the break, in the Bollywood, let me start. So he started as a writer in the film of Anu Malik. And then the song became massive hit. And then he got his first break in the film called Masoom. There was a very big hit called song in that, Chota Bacha Jaan Ke Na Koi Aankh Dikhana Rahe. It was a massive hit. And the film became Silver Jubilee.
Wow.
And he was within 1 year, 1994, he was flooded with 25 to 30 films in just 1 year.
What an amazing story. And how, to go from nothing to take off immediately.
So what my father made in his 10 year, 15 years, 20 years life, Anand just made it in 1 year by just, and without a struggle. I mean, see, 93 he moves to Mumbai, 94 is flooded with films. So it was all God's grace and, of course, parents' grace, so all the blessings. And that was the beginning of journey. And then, of course, I was assisting him that time in all those 30 films or in 1 year complete. So
30
in
films in 1 year.
1 year, sir, we were recording three studios in one day. So in one studio, one recording is going, another studio, another recording is going. Asha Bhosle, Kumar Shanu, Udit Narayan, Avijit Singh, all these legendary singers singing for him. And I'm watching them, listening them live, sitting like with you. I remember I first time sat with Asha ji at Mehboob Studio in Bandra, Bombay. And I was not able to believe that I'm sitting with the Asha Bhosle ji, the living legend, and sitting in that studio where all these songs from Mughal Azam to Mother India to you name the film that has been recorded in that studio, Mehboob Studio, and I have personally recorded in that studio in '94.
Wow.
So till '94 to I guess '99, 4 5 years, we were continuously recording in that same studio where all these songs have been recorded. So it was so nostalgic for me, being a young guy and you meeting everyday legends. And this was Anand's journey. Like '94, he was flooded with films, 30, 25 to 30 films just in 1 year. And then it continued for next 15 years, 14 years.
Wow.
Every year he's doing 15 films, 10 films, 30 films, 20 films. Every year it got increased. And I got my first break in '94 from Venus Records and Tapes and T Series. That time, Gulshan ji was alive that time, the owner of T Series, who got shot dead later on. So Gulshan ji and Champak Jain ji from Venus Records, they gave me simultaneously projects because Anand went into films. So I thought I will not, bypass my brother. So I will go into pop music. He goes in film music. So we conquer both lines. Or never want to trespass.
This is the thing, right? Even let's look at the timeline. 93,
I go to Mumbai.
you go to Mumbai. Your brother, who you love and respect dearly,
course.
he just seems to be the perfect person for the industry,
Yeah.
for the music industry, the film industry, and he takes off. You're there learning alongside your brother,
Yeah.
again with no musical training or background.
No.
God-given talent
God-given talent.
and a humility that continues to this day about treating people as people. And although you are looking and working with all of these childhood icons,
Yeah.
you are able to keep your confidence and professionalism and ability and faith and belief in yourself to guide them.
It happened miraculously. I don't know. It was a miracle. Even if like you are getting astonished here just now, how did you kept grounded and didn't just carried away with all these celebrities around and that confidence. I don't know who was playing that role. I think my grandmother passed away, and she said that in my arms she passed away, and she said, I will go and I will talk to Lord Krishna to make you a big singer. मैं अपने बेटे की, अपने पोते की गवैये की ऐसे बोल के गई कि मैं ऊपर सिफारिश करूँगी. That was the word. Sifarish, you understand, na? That I will, pray to him, that Lord Krishna, he makes you a big musician. So maybe her blessings,
They were
just
her
yeah,
dying
yeah,
words.
yeah. So I was very close to my grandparents also, and that was the beauty of it. She was 100 years. Even my grandfather was 102 years. And while going, they gave me blessings, and I never looked back. Trust me, Sanjeev bhai, I never looked back. I'm 94. It's 24 to 30 years. And imagine my first or second project. When first I did with Venus, in the same month I did with T Series, and I meet Gulshanji in his T Series office in Noida, and he, in black bag, he comes and give me 2.5 lakh rupees cash,
No way.
like this. And he talks to me in Punjabi ke putter वधिया जो गाना बना रही. That's Punjabi. I'm saying, make a good song. Here's the money, because I was already hit in my first project, massive hit. My first,
So tell us what that first project was.
it was a very basic, simple remix album, and I did simultaneously. See, I didn't know professional music that time. Seeing, watching all the other programmers, and understanding the system within 1 year, that who is arranger, who is programmer, who is music producer, who is sound engineer, what is studio, how it is being recorded, understanding the mixer. Everything was just complete practical experience. No theory, no education, nothing. I was a good composer at that time. Composer means, if you tell me something, make a song, I don't know the technical theory, but I can make it. So that was God gifted talent.
The
Maybe
blessings
the
that
blessings.
your grandmother
God.
had
See, composer is always
brought down
God
for you.
gifted. If you learn something, let's say you want to learn something and you're learning guitar, so you will play guitar what you have learned. But if you're a natural guitarist and you have learned it or skilled it your own self, then there's no boundary. You can do without the rules whatever you want to play. You might play rhythm on it, or you might play whatever you want, because when you learn something, you do typical that way. But since it was a god gifted talent, then I improvised it by understanding the theory of it, by, okay, this is the system, how it works. So there's a certain system in the Bollywood, the way music works. And that was back then, 94, 95, 96, when there was analog recording. There was no digital computer that time. Pro Tools came, I guess, in 96. That was the first platform, and I recorded on 2-inch spool. So I've recorded on half inch, I've recorded on 2-inch.
There was such a thing as a half-inch spool, that
Yeah,
small?
spool, big half inch. The quarter inch was just to make a master, the
Okay.
quarter inch. Then there was half inch with 8 tracks,
Wow.
only 8 tracks. So you record your music in it, okay, one with vocal, one with backing vocals, one with rhythm, one with bass, one with lead, or music, keyboards. Just 8 tracks. So you have limitation, and everything was live punching, and everything was live there and then.
Wow.
So if we skip something, we have to again punch live. So I have seen that era. So, and then coming back from 2-inch, 24 tracks, and then started on Pro Tools. In 96, I did my first recording on Pro Tools. And that's how then digital era started.
So your first recording came about because you were asked to do a recording. And
No,
no?
I'll tell you how it happened. So my brother said, Harry, it's been a year. What have you learned now? Manika, of course, I have understood how it happens. So I want to hire a programmer. Programmer is a person who produces music. And that time, production was not done on Cubase, Logic, or Ableton, or other softwares. It was done on within the keyboard, sequencing.
Okay.
So there was keyboard called TS10 and AS10. So we started programming our music.
And how
And
does that
and
work? How did
I,
that
I
work?
didn't know that. So I hired a music programmer who's used to sequence music. So what I said, okay, now this is the beat of an English song, and I'm singing a Hindi song on it, top of it. So I want this beat and this song. Can you make me a beat? So there used to be a beat maker on sequencing. So he produced the beat for me, and we went to the studio. We sequenced the song, remix song. Let's say my first song was Chalte Chalte Mere Geet Yaad Rakhna.
I remember that.
So I remixed it. So I got sequenced the song from the programmer who used to sequence the song, and I said, please lay all these tracks with my ideas. He took my ideas, he created the beat and the music, and we went to the studio. We just uploaded the track, and then I said, now I'll do vocals and backing vocals myself because I've been doing for Anand. I've understood the system, and trust me, I did 8 songs with the same programmer, and we recorded. I played those tracks. I hired a studio of Venus Records. So I played the Champak Jain, the owner of this company, very big man. You know, they made all those films, Bazigar and Yes Boss, or
Champak
Shah Rukh
Jain.
Khan. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So Champak ji said, that's interesting. I want to come and listen. So my Anand told Champak Bhai that my brother has created some old tracks, and because that time there was no copyright for the remixes. You know,
Got it.
you were free to do remixes.
Sure.
Champakji came to studio. He heard my tracks, and he said, "This is something very new. Nobody was doing in India. I was the first person to start remixes in India.
Wow.
First person in India."
Incredible.
And trust me, he said these tracks are beautiful. I I want the best of singers to sing in it. So he got Abhijit Bhattacharya, and that time his Bagi song was super hit. All his big songs were massive hits, and that's how my journey started. Day one, all the big singers coming in the studio and looking at me. Okay, you're going to make us sing, because I was good singer, fairly good singer. And that's how, because I was already seeing my elder brother making sing all the best of singers of the industry, so it was, my confidence was already on top. So I made all the singers sing that album, 8 song album, and I delivered. I got my first payment of 2.5 lakh in 1994, approximate November, December. My journey began, and that album became super duper hit. It was called Bollywood versus Hollywood.
What a wonderful title to start
Yeah,
off with,
yeah.
right?
So Bollywood versus Hollywood, because Hollywood isliye the beats were very modern,
Yeah.
and the songs were classic. So I mixed them both.
But takes me back to your car, the CDs, listening
Yeah,
to.
those are,
There you
now
go,
you
right?
got the connection.
I got the
That was
connection.
the story I told you, because from I got those ideas from those beats, which I used to listen and sing Hindi songs on top of those beats.
What an incredible way to join the dots
Yeah,
together.
and I never thought that I will be using some ideas like this ever again in life. But after 2 years, I'm getting a chance to use those beats.
Incredible. So there's an angle of respect, of decorum, of integrity, saying, look, my brother is in this industry,
Yeah,
and out of respect, I don't want to compete in the same environment as my brother.
yeah,
So I need to do something different.
that was the reason.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. That says so much about you once again in terms of the real person. This is for me, this podcast series, whoever I talk to, is getting to the real person, because the success and the output is there, but how did that come about? To me, is as important as that.
Yeah,
And so there's a story of a young guy who's going to be following the family business, jewelry business, driving along, listening to Hollywood tracks,
yes,
Western tracks, loving them.
yeah,
Same sort of artists as me, by the way, the Michael Jacksons of this world and Madonnas of this world at the time. And then a couple of years later going, okay, so I understand I've been working with my brother with these amazing industry leaders in India,
yeah,
amazing singers, the icons.
yeah,
I think, but I really feel there's a way to fuse the two together.
yeah,
Getting a programmer to go, okay, I would like you to do this beat,
yeah,
superimpose this track with it,
yes,
and then somebody as powerful as Champak Bhai, right?
yeah,
Went, after all of his experience, this is going to be a hit.
yes. And that was the beginning of the remix era in India. And by the grace of God, I was a pioneer. I in my first year, I did 15 to 20 albums. I was completely into the studio 365 days, hiring programmers. until I myself learned programming and sequencing. It took 3 years to me to because then Cubase and other software Nuendo came, and that's how I started learning the softwares. But till then, I was hiring people to make beats for me, and then later on, I understood, and then I did Kaliyon Ka Chaman, Kaanta Laga, Chadti Jawani, Saiya Dil Mein, Pardesiya, all those albums after albums, and it was really crazy. And then I never looked back.
You haven't looked back, but you know, when I look at you, when I first met you, I said, okay, Harry Anand. And I look up Harry Anand, and he's got all of these hits, all of these videos, and popular to masses, the number one person in his genre. And I remember you telling me, but Sanjiv bhai, this is my professional world, and then there's me.
Yeah,
And that is a simple statement. But I've, through the years, I understand what you mean by that.
yeah,
That in this world that we're faced with, whatever you're doing for a living, you want to be a success, right?
yeah,
And whatever talents and passion that you have, tuning that
yeah,
in a way that makes sense commercially
yeah,
is a gift and an ability in itself.
yeah,
But you've been able to separate those two out
yeah.
so well. So, music mix, pioneer, a decade of that. Then you went from that to the video world, right?
Yes.
So, tell me about music videos and how that transition happened for you and what was the big turning point?
See, after doing at least 12 years of remixes, by receiving all the best possible awards and doing so many numbers, so many, I mean, industry's 99% singers have sung my songs,
Wow.
remixes. 90. Then I did 21 films as composer also in Telugu, Punjabi, Hindi.
I hadn't realized that.
Yeah, I've done 21 films as a composer, because then after doing so many remixes, I asked my elder brother Anand that, Bhaiya, you have done 115 films. Can I do some films? I'm getting offers. So he said, please go ahead and do. And if you need any support, I'm always there. And that's how then I started my film journey and started doing films also. And
And regional films at that.
I did Telugu, Punjabi, and Hindi, all three languages.
Amazing.
Even all the best of singers they have sung: Sukhwinder Singh, Rahat Fateh Ali Khan Saab, Arman Malik, Ankit Tiwari, Sunidhi Chauhan, Sonu Nigam, Javed Bashir, Harshdeep Kaur, Richa Sharma. They all have sung for me in my music. And uh, I've been doing music since quite a long time now. And uh, the industry has acknowledged my work, and I have a lot of friends within the industry. And now I'm getting into devotional music. Then in 2011, yes, your question is back. After doing films, and there comes a time in your life when you want to try your, see, you may be good in many things, but sometimes they say, there's a saying now, when you do too many things, I mean, somewhere you compromise on your skills. But I was really good in photography, and my framework was very good, and that's how I got inclined towards direction also. And I did many music videos with so many directors, but then I thought, yeah, I should get into direction, I should try my hand. And I got an opportunity to direct a couple of music videos in 2011,
Okay.
after working like almost 15-20 years in music. Then I got my 15 years almost. Then I in 2011 I launched my production house, Harry Anand Films, and I started directing music videos. The idea was that one day I want to make a hub where there's 360-degree solution, from making audio to video to music to uh, various spectrums of industry, media industry I can cover. The idea was this. And you never know, tomorrow if I have kids, they grow up and they say they want to do in something in music or videos, then at least there should be one hub where there's complete solution. So today I have a production company where many artists, they come, they say they make our music, compose for us, produce music for us, then shoot it, complete us the complete package, and
360 solution in
360-degree
between.
solution. So that's how today my company, where I give a 360-degree solution to an artist.
So going back to your first music videos,
Yeah.
can you share a couple of them which were successful that I would know about? Which ones would you say?
Music videos, not as a director, but of course for my from my albums. As I said, I did Kaliyon Ka Chaman, Kaanta Laga, Chadti Jawani, Saiya Dil Mein Aana Re,
Got it.
Pardesiya. I launched in my songs, music, 19 item girls of the industry have been launched.
Wow.
So, but then a lot of people will understand, okay, this is all those sleazy songs were so massive hit, and where is the spiritual side of Harry Anand? And but as you said, I have two different sides. One is business side, but then one is me as an Harry Anand is a different person than me as uh, a learner, where I'm learning spirituality and seeking for it. I have my guru Swami Mukundanandji, and of course, whosoever can give me knowledge, I really love to grab. I have learned so much from you also. So there are three different sides of me.
As I said to you at the beginning,
Yeah,
there's the musical dynamic, inspirational, award-winning person that everybody sees.
yeah.
But then there's Harry Anand, the family person, the real person
He's
behind all.
completely different from this.
Completely different. And as I said to you, when you said to me when we first met, and I had the privilege of talking to you about some of my journey and sharing spiritual conversations with you,
Yeah,
I remember you making that distinct. And there's absolutely, we have to live in the real world,
yeah,
is what I'll say.
yeah,
Yeah, all of us through our journeys, there'll be things that we would do in our professional lives, in our journeys, which are different to our personal self. That doesn't make it wrong. It means you're using your skills to help and grow something.
yeah,
And you launched, like you said, 21 item girls, you said?
yeah. Within my music,
Within
yes.
your music industry. But in that, for the market, that was playing a service, a successful businessman. But you were able to distinctly separate yourself out, stay true to who you are in your personal life.
Yeah.
What would you say, what advice would you give somebody who has found success, found fame,
Yeah,
about navigating that journey? Because we hear about so many successful artists around the world
yeah,
who succumb
yeah,
to addiction,
yeah,
drugs,
yeah.
alcohol. Tell me how that journey was for you. You know, what did you find? Not naming anybody.
Yeah.
And then how did you navigate that to where you are now?
See, first of all, let the success should not hit your head that you get mad. As I told you, I was earning from then 1994
Yeah,
a good
good amount of money.
good amount of money. And I mean, after getting that much of money, you can easily spoil yourself. But since the come from a very cultural family, so we know how to keep grounded. And for me, success has no limit. It can reach to any height. You should be satisfied and contented that this is one life. Maximum you can live 100 years, you know, and after 70 or 80, that money will not mean anything to you. I'll give you a small example. My Today my father has best of watches or a jewelry, let's say, or my mother passed away, that. I'll talk about right now what, okay, my mother-in-law. My in-laws are also very wealthy family. And she has jewelry kept in her lockers. Will she wear it at the age of 80? If I tell her, Mom, you have a Ferrari outside, go and get into the car, she'll say, Beta, I can't walk. The jewelry is no mean. The jewelry is no meaning. If I give her a no lakha har and tell her, Mama, this is for you because you used to wear it, abhi pehno isko aap. She will never wear it because it's hurting me on my skin. Just take it off. It means you cannot enjoy that luxury of jewelry or materialistic things or best of cars or money which is multiplying within the blank in zeros. Tell me, does it mean anything? Let's say you have £1 million lying in your bank. Now it's 2 million or 3 million. The zeros are increasing. Can you eat? And you're at certain age. And at the end of the day, you'll just donate or pass it on to someone. So what I learned, you cannot enjoy luxury or materialistic things after certain age. So everything is limited. So I'm earning till the age of 45, 50. Okay, I'm working. Then it will be passed on to my children. So there is contentment within me now, understanding the spiritual things, since I have my guru who teaches me. And of course, I read his books, Power of Thought, Seven Mindsets, the Science of Mind and Management, uh, uh, and many other books. I've read his books. So after reading all those books, I understood that somewhere you need to be contented and satisfied, and at a very, see, I right now you're sitting at a very calm space of your own. Like, it, what feeling does it give? It gives that मेरे पास सब कुछ है. I'm a happy man, because there is no limit of greed. There is no limit of money. There's no limit of nasha. There's no limit of luxury. You have to be satisfied, contented, and in calmer stage. That's what we learn from Buddha. That's what we learn from our gurus. And
So I totally understand that through learning and having reading that you come to this conclusion. But whilst you're in that phase of success, let me put it a different way.
now,
There's a
now I have this clarity
yes.
from past couple of years after I lost my mother. Precisely, I got this clarity in life, because when I saw the ashes of my mother, so I thought that everything she has left, whatever her possessions were, whether it was jewelry, money, or any personal possession of her, which she always wanted to keep with her, मेरे को संभाल के रखनी, I don't want to give to anyone. She left everything, exactly, family, money, or everything. So there's a saying called Pavan Guru Pani Pita Mata Dharat Mahat in the Gurbani. So all the five elements. So she was in ashes. And that was the one question, when, because I was in London when she passed away, and I saw everything on the phone. And the minute I reached, landed in India, and the funeral happened. And that tore me apart forever. And the new Harry Anand came out of it. Till then, I was in my own calm, fame, paisa, dunya. Suddenly, I got a clarity, the deep impact, boom. And I got a clarity of life. This is boss. This is wrong. This life is something else. We are, हमारे आंखें पर्दा है.
And you know, when I was a young child, I was fortunate enough, but ignorant. I was fortunate enough to learn from the earliest age simple wisdoms, and I think they hold true today for everybody. We come with nothing, we go with nothing. We come with our role to play in this birth. And as Krishna Bhagavan says to Arjun in the Gita, you do the karma, leave the far to the Almighty.
Yeah.
The human brain automatically looks for logic and say A, B, C equals this.
Yeah.
1 plus 1 equals this. But when you can, the more you live life, I guess the more I've experienced life, I've realized that it's okay to pursue a passion. It's a natural, good human thing
Yeah.
to play our dharma, play our role in our lives. But always have that awareness every day
Yeah.
that this, in a flick of a candle, can be gone, will be gone.
Yes.
you experienced that with your mother. I remember you coming home when after we first met, and I'd lost my father a couple of years before
Yeah.
during COVID. Both of us, were critically ill in intensive care. I'd looked after my father throughout my life. I was fortunate and blessed to have done that throughout his journey. But at that time, I remember telling you this, sharing this with you. At that time, I was able to detach
Yeah.
and celebrate his life
Yeah.
in a very, I would say, objective way. I did a lot of reflection, thinking, why am I able to, in this situation, be so positive
Yeah.
about the learnings,
Yeah.
about the clarity that live each day with purpose, with meaning,
Yeah.
to do good,
Yeah.
and try and inspire others to do so. But I remember you telling me the story. My mother was there
Yeah.
at the time at
Yeah.
home. I
Yeah.
remember you
Of course.
telling me the story and the tears that filled your eyes about how that hurt you,
Yeah.
that really took you to a place which you've never been before
Yes.
and really got you to think and stand back.
This is truth.
Yeah. And Harry, I've got to be honest, so about 4 months after that, um, my mother, who had been my rock throughout my life, we took her on a pilgrimage to India.
Yeah. I know
To
that.
Pramukh Swami Shatabdi, you came, you joined
I
me there,
was.
right?
Yeah. I was there.
But it was so surreal how this panned out.
Yeah.
I believe this is divine intervention. There's a reason that you came into my life at that time.
Yeah.
Because there was me giving you my wisdom, and I'd been through life's ups and downs, and I was being sure. Now, on the way back, return journey, I'd heard my mother-in-law who was terminal for 4 years, was on her last leg. And we managed to get back in time to see her and give her our last goodbyes. My mother was at home. I remember arranging the funeral for my mother-in-law.
That's a strange story. I know
Like
this.
we landed on Tuesday. I go straight to the hospital with my wife, and we bid her farewell. But we'd had 4 years to prepare, huh?
Yeah.
And my mother, she said, "You don't worry. I'll look after the house at the moment." So I'm arranging the funeral, the cremation, the bhajans afterwards.
Yeah.
The next day, my mom's cooking for everybody.
Yeah.
That's the Wednesday. Thursday, she's a bit tired. But for Friday morning, again, everything's fine. She's her normal self. We did the aarti together. We ate together. We were doing video calls with the family like she does. And yet, I was busily doing what I always do, which is look after everybody. So got to a stage in the afternoon where my daughter and I were sitting at the dining table, redesigning the funeral invitation to
Yeah.
send out to everybody for my mother-in-law.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And my mother walked out of the room, and 10 minutes later, my daughter said, "Where's Ba? She come back in?" Nothing prepared me for that. Walking in, and she's gone. She's cold.
Imagine.
20 minutes of CPR knowing she's not coming back. Using all of the reserves of wisdom that we have to stay calm, to think about everybody else, being on the phone to the ambulance, knowing she's gone. Keep her going. Afterwards, while they're here, ringing up the funeral director, saying, "I've just arranged a funeral booking. You need to arrange another one."
That was.
It's surreal.
My God.
And the journey
Oh my
since,
God.
getting through that, then the journey of reflection internally. People have said, "Oh, you went quiet." My way of dealing with things is very much about introspection, reflection,
Yeah.
and understanding how we will get through this, but feeling like a vacuum, Harry. I couldn't relate to what you were telling me until I went through it myself.
Yes.
Feeling like you can't breathe,
Yes.
that the life force something been pulled out of you,
Yes.
and then carrying on, because you have to carry on, you know that. But taking those times to really understand and reflect what's important, what's the meaning, what's the purpose of life. And I found myself going through the same things I was always brought up with. The mentoring myself, the coaching myself, my Guruji's words, the gratitude of having spent that time with my mother and saying, now going forward, you come downstairs and there's emptiness in the house. How do you get past that? And how do you rebuild a life? But I think having gone through that journey, it's just a part of life's journey.
Yeah.
And it can make you stronger or it can break you. And I think the way it's built you, transformed you in an industry where there is so much noise,
Yeah.
so much money, so much easy fixes, if you like, for your emotions.
Yeah.
You, in your journey, stood back and went deep. Now, I know we've talked about you as a musician. Before we go far to the spiritual side, tell us about that spiritual awakening
Yeah.
and how it felt and where it's led you.
Uh, I never lived in conscious stage ever before my mother passed away. I mean, of course, making music is a dedicated job, you focus on music. But life is just going very in a fast lane. You're earning music, you're making music, you have studios, you have busy in your own life, holiday, parties, launching various artists, traveling like crazy, uh, getting down from one flight, getting onto other flight, touring. So I did all that many years and was very busy. I didn't understand the priority of meeting our parents, sitting with them for longer time, spending time with them. I was doing it, but not to the extent that someday they will not be there.
That's the point, right?
Yeah.
The reflection, even I can relate to that. I think, could I have spent more time with her?
Yeah.
Could I have done this? Even though you've done so much.
So much then also. So now I feel it, because the day I was shooting in here
In London.
in London that time, 2019, and uh, I had my some music meetings going on here with some musician artists, and I was busy in my music work, and suddenly I get a call that mom is not well. So I said, okay, mom. I spoke to her and I said, mom, I'm just coming in 3 days. It's very important work going on right now here. Meeting, I have some important meetings. And I told her I'll come back in 3 days. Next day morning, I wake up and they say, mom is going just to her last darshan and on the FaceTime call. I was freezed, like still. I didn't know how to react. And that moment, how to react, was the moment of my awakening. Because ऐसे लगा जैसे खुद कृष्ण भगवान मुझे ऊपर से टीचिंग्स दे रहे हैं. लाइक ही गेव इन महाभारता, he is giving me that teaching that, see, now you cannot react much, because no matter how much you react, your reaction has a limit. You can't cry more than a cry, because cry has a limit. It will just bring tears out. You can't bring your blood out of it, or even you speak loud, your loudness has a limit. So I wanted to do everything more than a limit. Ki I'm devastated. So these questions came here. Why I'm not able to cry? Why I'm not able to grieve myself? Why I'm stoned like this? Because the minute I got the news and I said, oh, my mom is gone. Now my wife is telling me, okay, let's book the tickets. We have to go now. So immediately I'm on worldly duties. Rather than grieving my own self, I am on worldly duties and I'm not able to grieve. And I'm heading towards airport. I'm booking my flights. I'm talking to uh, pass the immigration officer. I'm talking to the ticket manager there, the airline people, to do it the shortest flight. Blah blah blah. Keeping my bag, getting checked. And I'm doing all those 3 4 hours. I'm doing my duties. By picking my suitcases, keeping them here, and nobody knows. They're dealing normal with me, and nobody knows what I've lost. And actually, I lost the most closest thing, closest person in my life, my mother. I was really, really, really very close to her, and I think she only sent me because I will not able to see her uh, going live in front of me, so she sent me very far कि मैं ये चला जाएगा मैं पीछे से निकल जाऊंगी. That was my feeling, and then how I reached Mumbai. Then flight was via Delhi, because that was the earliest shortest flight we could get that time. And doing the procedures again and getting to the funeral, and by then the time they are showing me on phone, we are doing the last rites, ye hai wo hai, things are moving ahead, they're waiting for me to come. And when I came, and you said the moment I want to know, awakening. So this was the first moment, and when I sat on the seat of the aircraft and took a deep breath, so my wife said, listen, at least now you cry, so you'll feel light. Usko डर था कि something might happen to me, so why don't you just burst out once. So I looked at her like this, and I smiled. I said, I will, because inside, deep inside, my soul volcano was erupted already, and that connected me toward the Param Guru, Param God,
Paramatma.
Paramatma, which gave me in one answer everything, like pura gyan just I got in one day. And then I was in search of Guru. I started reading books of my Swamiji, started watching his videos, and
So just to recap what you described there, Harry, because it's extremely powerful, and I'm sure hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people would relate to that moment.
yeah,
I've heard of the phrase dying of a broken heart and being reborn. So I never, in my wildest imagination, because we don't do that, I could understand old people, when husband and wife lived the whole life together, one passes away, you hear about another one passing a few years or shortly afterwards. They say they died of a broken heart. I think what you described was how I felt it anyway,
yeah,
is I felt like I was dying of a broken
yeah,
heart. There was something that just inside was just missing.
yeah,
And then you were on autopilot. As I said to you, I immediately rang the
yeah.
ambulance. I rang the funeral
I can
directors.
relate.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Because you're the man of the house, you have to do all the
You
worldly
do all of
duties,
those things. You have to be strong. You have to be calm. You have to be there for protecting everybody. But
and you are broken inside
and you're
completely. You're completely devastated because it's. I mean, everyone is close to your mother or father, yeah. It's or your children, the blood relations,
or
but
somebody when that heart. That's a
yeah,
Krishna Bhagwan,
yeah,
Paramatma gave you in that moment the
yeah,
gyan.
yeah.
That the reality is back to 101. You
But
come
that's a
with
very bad
nothing.
reality, bhai.
It's a
Yeah,
horrible way of
it's a horrible
it's a
reality.
horrible reality, and I think of all the spiritual masters and the gurus around the world and the scriptures, they teach us to navigate this ocean journey of life, and they tell us, the wisdom tells us, that it's bumpy roads and calm waters, and when it's calm, don't get carried away, and when it's bumpy, don't worry, that will pass too, because ultimately there's a bigger picture, the purpose of life. Knowing that and reminding ourselves of that
Yeah,
is an important way of staying in the present
yeah,
moment. People talk
yeah,
about mindfulness
yeah.
and being present. But when you lose somebody so close,
Yes,
that feeling, I think you have to experience it to be able to then go through it and then use that not just for yourself, but to help others as well in that journey. I think you're doing that.
yeah.
So in that moment, you had this realization of a spiritual calling, of a yearning.
Absolute, absolute param gyan. In just that one moment, I could, I got so much of knowledge in that moment. I can't even tell you that whole my life I studied whatsoever. That gyan is not even 1% of what I learned after this experience. when my mother passed away, and the gyan I got that time, awakening, spiritual awakening, my all chakras got opened, my connection directly with God, the third eye was like the complete pituitary gland,
Yeah.
you get that understanding of everything, जैसा maybe a miniature bodhi was प्राप्त.
I was going to say Gautam Buddha, right? That moment.
Yeah, that was moment. He got the bodhi, but he was on some other level, param gyan. But what we are like, we have no knowledge, you know. But whatever little bit knowledge I grabbed with that one incident, trust me, I give you truth example. I tell my wife many times this, that if tomorrow I die, trust me, I can die happily. I have nothing to complain. I have nothing to fear of. There's no fear. There's nothing because that gyan that I have that gyan has completed my life somewhere. That I'm doing my worldly duties now. I'm a normal person doing music, doing videos, uh, wearing fancy clothes, living fancy life, giving good life to my children. Everything is just perfect, good. But somewhere I have understood the real, absolute real meaning of life, thanks to my guru, thanks to people like you, friend like you, and all those people who have contributed, all the gurus whose lectures I have listened, and of course the param gyan from the God, which was, mm, now that gyan is engraved in my soul, that I'm very contented. I never felt so satisfied in my life where I am today. Trust me, I'm so satisfied in life.
Let me
I,
ask
I
you.
want people to experience this someday. I don't know जिनको नहीं होता है. I mean, they might not understand this, but who have experienced this, it's completely blissful.
That's so beautifully put. That this joy that you're experiencing, that you're feeling, this
Joy.
divine joy,
Yes.
bliss,
Yeah.
is overflowing.
Yeah.
And it comes out so clearly and apparently that you want to share that with others. You want others to experience this.
Yes.
So not only are you living that life free of fear,
Free of fear.
clarity that you're connected to the divine, and that's where you're going to be connected when
Yeah.
this body decides it's come to the end of its path. But if you had to give advice
Yeah.
for somebody who is caught up in their world, because
Yeah.
we are in a very difficult world where
Yes.
uncertainty,
Yeah.
challenges,
Yeah.
setbacks,
Yeah.
struggles are all there for everybody.
Yeah.
And people are turning to all sorts of things for peace. What one or two things of advice would you give them from your learning, from your understanding, to help them to start that journey to find that peace and find that joy?
See, God grace is flowing. God's grace is flowing 24/7, 365 days. The way the radio stations are putting music, and we set our radio and take the signal. Okay, that's my favorite song is coming. The signal is 24/7 on. You need to set your radio, so you need to the wave of God grace is already there. We need to align it. We just need to set.
Beautiful.
That's said by my guru also, that his grace is pouring 24/7. Your receiving end has to be right, like your mobile network. It receives the signal, na?
And how do you tune in?
For I have my own system of tuning it. I've heard many people saying this. भक्ति करते हैं मन नहीं लगता, मेडिटेशन करते हैं दिल नहीं लगता, the ध्यान doesn't get focused, it goes here, there, where, meetings, business, home, plenty of things around us, at home. So here and then mind goes here and there. So trust me, you need to train your body first for 5 to 10 minutes with simple exercises. neck exercises, long breathing. You cannot achieve otherwise meditation without this, until or unless you prepare your body for practicing meditation. You can't just sit coming from somewhere and take four breath and now you're meditating. You at least 15 minutes you need to correct your body by stretching it, by making it like how you do warm up before yoga, major yoga, when you start doing yoga also, or any exercise in the gym. You go to gym, you can't just straight away go and pick the weights. It what impact on your body? It will not.
Preparation.
So to go in gym or yoga also, you need to first warm up for some time. Then your nerves are enough warm to take the strength. Absolutely same way is meditation. You need to first go in that aura, just be easy, be calm, be still, and then it's continuous practice. And of course everybody knows, you make your spine straight, take few breaths, then you take your dhyan to your third eye. From there you start meditating. Maybe you can do a roop dhyan, or whatever way, or whatever god or guru you believe in. But it's, again, you cannot teach anyone, sir. This is a thing which is inbuilt. I was all my life doing nothing, useless person, just spending, making music, spending money, living life. ये खा लिया, वो खा लिया, ये जी लिया, वो कर लिया, क्लब चले गए, पार्टी है. I have been a social guy, that, all my life. So I have no idea of spirituality until I lost my mother, and that was the closest point where anybody could hit me. So that was the deep impact, and that changed my life and opened my all chakras in one go. Because I'll tell you one thing, which I repeated earlier also when I went to the next day morning to the funeral ground. So in our Hindu and Sikh, we collect the ashes. So I thought, okay, where is my mother gone? Now this is a very interesting thing. This was the point of the moment of, sometimes say na epiphany.
Epiphany
Yeah,
moment.
epiphany.
In these ashes, where's
Yeah.
where's my mom?
So where's my mother gone? So okay, the water evaporated. The
Jar's
yeah, the
gone.
hava is gone into the air. Air is gone into the air. The water is evaporated. The bones have just gone into the ashes, and fire has already eliminated everything. So the universe gave it, and universe has took it back.
So we are made of Jar, Prithvi, Tej, Vayu, and Akash.
Yeah. So
And
this
at the
is
end,
the
it goes
truth.
back to that.
Back to that. So nothing is permanent. Everything comes with expiry. So the 5 elements she was made up of, 5 elements she has gone in back. And all my life going in people's prayer, they talk the same thing in the prayer. You don't understand.
You don't.
But the minute I felt that, I understood the real meaning. Oh my God, all this time they were teaching this, 5 तत्वों से आए हैं, 5 तत्वों में मिल जाएंगे. इसका मतलब, I didn't know the meaning of it until or unless I faced it in reality.
Absolutely.
And that was the moment of awakening. And then it started, the seed was started. And now I try to read, or I try to grab, or I try to watch videos and take that knowledge, and just now making my own notes, writing my
continuing that journey.
Continuing. I'm writing my book, Introducing Life
I'm
by
looking forward
Artist
to that.
Perception. I've started since 1.5 year now, but still I've not completed because, of course, worldly duties. I have a big family to run, and
Well, I've started writing a book. Maybe we can compare notes and do something together. So something you said in this whole critical moment of your spiritual transformation and journey, that God, divine flow is everywhere.
yeah,
Is everywhere. So our teachings, this Sanatan Dharma that we come from,
yeah,
this, get the source of everything is that Paramatma, that supreme being,
yeah,
and it pervades everything. Pervades everything means here, already here,
yeah,
flowing, but tuning in. And when you were saying that, it reminded me of a story from, my guru I was brought up with is Brahman Swami Maharaj,
yeah.
whose 100th birth centenary you
I came.
you
Yeah,
came to, you flew all the way into Ahmedabad to
yeah,
to sing in Puja Mahan Swami Maharaj's
Yes,
puja. That
and
was
that's such an amazing experience to meet Mahan Swami Maharaj ji.
um,
I have met him twice,
y-
thrice because
y-
of you. Thank you.
well, I'm just a little character in the whole journey of your life, so I'm grateful to have played that little part. But see, Mahan Swami Maharaj is who inspired him to become a sadhu.
Yeah,
At a time when educated young men, the natural thing, especially there in the 50s when he
yeah,
became a sadhu, was to then, break into the world and uplift their family, look after them.
yeah,
So Yogiji Maharaj was Brahma Swami Maharaj's predecessor.
yeah,
And Yogiji Maharaj was a very simple sadhu
yeah,
in the worldly sense. But the joy,
yeah,
that divine joy that he emanates in every
yeah,
single moment of interaction with him. And when BAPS, the Swaminarayan Sanstha, was nothing more than a handful of people and a handful of sadhus, Yogiji Maharaj used to say these divine prayers. Like you have dreamed big. You believe, huh? Because if you are connected and you believe you're connected with the divine, nothing is impossible.
nothing is impossible.
And Yogiji Maharaj, I remember these little stories now you've mentioned it. There's one particular one where he's offering thar,
Yeah,
food, to Bhagwan. And then he's praying and he's talking.
yeah,
And the sadhus who are on this path and the devotees like myself said, Swami, so you're talking to Bhagwan. Is he replying back? I said, absolutely. Why can't we not hear him? And Yogiji Maharaj replied, Guru, you have to tune in. Exactly like you said, like a radio station, like a telephone line. Unless you're tuned in, you can't hear.
yeah,
And I guess on the spiritual path,
yeah,
tuning in, cutting out the noise. So
yeah,
the preparation phase you're talking about, the
yeah,
warming up. And the way to do that is when you wake up in the morning, I've heard this from a lot of
yeah,
books, a lot of teachers, a lot of gurus, is that the first thing in the morning is still and quiet, is to still the mind. And in that muhurat, at the beginning of the day, you're most detached from the world. So as you said, breathing, stilling the mind, and
that's
then doing dhyan.
stilling the mind. That's the still meaning of stillness is the key. The one who understood the meaning of stillness, it's done. The magic is done.
There you go. So beautiful. That's a little, and it's a sadhana, it's a process. And so
So
people have to find their own ways. But these little nuggets you shared with us,
yeah,
I think, I hope will inspire so many more people to take that first step. And the feeling of peace that they will taste,
yeah,
I hope will inspire them to continue that journey. And then the joy that you tune into overflows.
yeah.
And that is beyond material joy.
Yes, absolutely. This material joy is for just for because we are living in material world, we have to live this way. But the viewers who are watching us, listening us, I want to tell them that I come from a very different world, which is artistic world. I have done shows, I've traveled the world, I have earned a lot of money, I have lived my king size life in my own way. There's always bigger than one another, but in my own world I have lived a good satisfying life. But my conclusion till date, my conclusion is that fair, it's important for the world, and since you're running a family you need to give them all this. But in personal growth, if you don't have your inner growth for your soul, for your own journey, or if you're not living in a conscious stage where you understand each and every moment, you will, I mean, you'll miss something, which because you live only once. So you need to experience this. Okay, why we have come into this world. Before us, millions and millions of generations have passed out, with their own things. Bade bade Raja, Maharaja, kings and queens,
Taken
they
nothing with them.
nothing with them. So the what will go with you is your this in the
So
last moment, last minute of your life now. you will just feel what I did, क्या पाया क्या खोया. वो मोमेंट को मुझे लगता है एवरी वन शुड हैव अ राइट टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट वन मोमेंट बिफोर गोइंग, that this was the life, because ultimately this will also surpass, we'll be forgotten forever, but at
Of
least
course.
I think you should know why you came into this world.
I would suggest we take it one step even further than that. That the day your eyes open is the day that you're born, the day that you're awake, wherever you are in your life's journey.
Yeah,
And from that moment, you can live the joy,
yeah,
continue to live the joy. So why not be that, tune into that joy whilst you're living? So you're living in this world
yeah,
like a lotus, a kamar in the water. I talked to you about this in the
yeah,
mandir,
yeah,
the metaphors. That we are born in ignorance, just like a lotus
yeah,
is,
yeah,
surrounded by the mud, the murk.
yeah,
But as we spiritually grow, we become like the lotus flower.
yeah,
Beautiful, but surrounded by all this environment, but separate to it
separate,
and living that.
yeah,
And then, yes, absolutely, whether the moment comes now or in however long we have left on the clock that the Almighty has decided, live that joy without fear.
yeah,
And my Guru Brahma Swami Maharaj taught me, in the joy of others lies our own.
yeah, I was about to say this.
Yeah.
Yes,
So how do one of the sadhanas to magnify the joy for me in my journey
yeah,
is just learning from him. Very simple.
yeah,
Is if I translate that to every day,
yeah,
a prayer in the morning is, whoever comes to my path,
yeah,
let me be a channel to help them.
wow,
Mahan Swami Maharaj says, have divyaba, look with divinity. See everybody as part of that eternal. Then all of those things that naturally human beings that we feel in our day-to-day lives about this person, that person, this relationship, beyond that then you're experiencing the day in a different way, the interactions in a different way. You let go of things which don't need to take your energy or your space up. So you create space for that joy. So then you talked about dharma, your role as a family man, and it's part of dharma. So Harry, as a family man, tell us about how you've thought about your family environment and how your approach to that. Having somebody in the film industry, in the music industry, surrounded by all of this.
yeah.
How have you approached your family life, Harry?
My family life is very simple, very, very simple. Trust me. And all my kids are very. I have four kids. You know, triplets were born in UK, and my elder daughter is now 21, Gurnur, who is an upcoming
We'll
artist.
come up to Gurnu as well as part of this
Yeah.
journey. So
So they all are very grounded, because for us, me, my wife, and my children, we all are like friends, and we try to keep it as simple as, because personally we love simplicity. We don't love show off, and we love to live life in a very simpler way, and love is the prime condition at home. By Because I always teach them, whether you go to school, you meet so many people, different people, or friends within the community. So you're always the sum total of people around you. That's the formula.
you're always the sum total of the people around you.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
because you're meeting so many people, and if you're making friends around you, if they are not, if as cultural as you, then you will adapt their culture, because you're meeting them every day. Of course that nature will come within you. Let's say a boy is born in jungle, and he has all dacoits around him. Of course he will be like them, because he's living a life within them. So you are the sum total of people. I'm giving an example.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
so now they have understood this, that okay, if we will be around, let's say, all people who are into drugs, smoke, weed, alcohol, so of course that sangat will affect them. They will learn all those things, and they think this is the life. If somebody is within saints, sadhu, sages, you will learn dharma. So that formula I have engraved in them.
So sang jaise rang.
Huh.
Basically,
Yeah,
in simple my satsang language and
yeah, yeah,
terminology,
yeah, yeah,
whatever your environment
yeah,
is how you're colored.
yeah,
And so having people who are inspiring you,
yeah,
stretching you,
yeah,
have the values that you aspire to,
yeah,
will automatically influence you. And if you do the opposite, that will influence you. It's the reality of human life and nature.
yeah. So whatever your personal color is, let's say Gurnur was born in my house, so I have a studio at home. I'm making all the time music, you know. My wife is a fashion designer, so either she'll become a fashion designer, there are high chances, or she'll become a musician, or if she's inspired by other friend, you know, so she became an artist because every time 24/7 there's music at home, you know. So that is what I teach them, that live life simply, nothing is permanent, आए का खुशी नहीं और गए का गम नहीं. That's a tagline. That that's what is the guru mantra I could give them. And I have made a library at home with all the best of books, because not today, not tomorrow, someday they will pick one book and start reading, so they get convinced and they get understood, like they can understand the life with, because if you don't have books at home, then you're missing one really big thing, because that can be a key to your success someday, because book knowledge is the best knowledge, I think. And that is one thing that in my every children, like room, in every room of the house, I have plenty of books kept side, because today he's playing a game, someday he'll get bored of games. Okay, what these books are kept, someday he'll pick some book, or by watching me, that why dad is all the time reading books, let me pick one. Or sometimes I make a point, I'll tell them, yeah, today I'm not able to read, I'm not in mood to read, if you can read a book for me. So my son will come and he'll read a book, and then he'll say, dad, what is this? Then I'll explain him. So it's like cultivating that interest
Yeah.
in kids. That's the basic
But again, it
formulas
gives a nice little insight into you're about values. Your world is about values, about a bigger purpose, about spirituality. There's nothing in what you said about money, about fame, nothing. So
It's
this is
nothing, everything is temporary, and it's not gonna help, Sanjeev bhai. Trust me, on your podcast, I'm hard out today, and I'm talking. People think ye aadmi kaanta laga kaliyon ka chaman and launching all those item girls and dancing numbers. Nobody knows my this side. That is my profession. I work, I come back home, I'm Harry, and I have my own life, you know, where there are books, there is calm music, there is, you know, divine interventions with my own spirituality and thoughts. So there are plenty of other things where I make my life, which give, I teach one thing to my children, that happiness is everything. If you have money and you're not happy, there's no use of your money. So that is one param gyan again which I give them, and I always bless them with, stay happy, stay blessed.
beautiful. And as a father, I can so relate to that. There's a role where we're the protector,
Yeah,
naturally. It's not a somebody's told us to. And it's not just down to a father.
yeah,
When you are a parent or somebody who's caring or looking after somebody, somebody who becomes a surrogate parent to their siblings as well. Sometimes life does that to you. But there's a protection point of view because you've experienced life. There's a navigating them as individuals, and as you say, sometimes the best way to nurture someone is to put them in the right environment, and you go in at the home. This is the home environment, and this is we surround it with good things, good books, wisdom. You can't force them to read, but then little parenting hacks like, okay, read
yeah,
this for me.
yeah. I do it many times. There's one more navigation tool which is very important. 50% of the time we get failure in life. I mean, we fail in projects, or we want to top in some album music, or class, or in studies, or maybe in sports. We'll face failures many times. But trust me, every failure is an opportunity for you to get back, to understand. Because whenever failure hits you, take it as an opportunity where I can improve myself. Then I give them example of iPhone, that iPhone 4, there were so many bug fixes they did in iPhone 5. In iPhone 5, there were so many bugs, and they again fixed it and made an iPhone 6. So every time they are making their better version. So you have from iPhone 4 to 15, they have reached the 15th version now by correcting and improving. The iOS is same, but they are just doing bug fixes and improving the software, improving the software, improving the corrections basically. So they are correcting the every version, and they have reached their best version. So be the best version of yourself. This is one example I give them always.
That again resonates so powerfully with me. Being the best version of yourself. Through life, we can sit there and mimic somebody, but what's better? Sure, you can model yourself on aspects of people, but be the best version of yourself. And in the
Do the bug fixes.
do the bug fixes, but it's continuous improvement. So failure is not failure; it's feedback.
Huh. Failure is feedback, and failure is an opportunity.
An opportunity to then grow from there.
Yeah.
Some people can be stuck on the failure and just keep looping, or they can actually listen and tune in, be open without the ego
Yes.
to learn from it and to grow from it.
Sanjeev bhai, I've seen so many people around me. They supposing they wanted to achieve something and they are not able to achieve, or something was supposed to happen, it didn't happen. Now they are in devastated stage. So I tell them, okay, start from here. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but keep moving. That's very, very important. And that's my dharma.
Beautiful.
If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but keep on moving. Don't stop thinking that storm will hit. Yeah, I can't get on the boat. Then you will be always on the shores. You have to move in there. If something is not working, try the other way. That is not working, try the other way. That is not working, try the other way. So that has been my life. You can say I live my everyday like this. I face failures every day. Not every project goes best or good, but that will take you one step closer to someday which biggest project. My best is yet to come. Trust me. It might not come in 2024. It might not have come, but might in 25. Not in 25, but at least if it has to come in 26, written in the destiny, then in 2025 I'll reach step closer to achieve that, which will come in 2026. Today might not be good, tomorrow will be the best, but you have to strive, continuously strive.
That comes through in your whole journey, Harry. From the earliest part of this journey, this belief in yourself, backing yourself, this ability to learn. I mean, you learned the music industry in a year, and observation is
without any theory.
Incredible, right? No constraints of this is how you do it, and unless you got this, you can't do this. The can't doesn't seem to come in any other conversation or anything you shared with me. So that belief and the reality that life has setbacks. So what? And it's the people that keep going. In the business books, in the management guru books, what do they say? What makes a successful person? Quite often, it's the one that keeps going when everybody stops or gives up.
Yeah.
And you have continued to do that, and you continue to inspire to do that. And so, I like I said, I'm blessed and I'm really touched that you when you landed and you said, Sanjiv bhai, I'm here. When are we doing this podcast? First, I thought you were joking.
No, I always wanted to talk to you or in length. And since I got to know you started a podcast, I said, yeah, I have to do it.
Again, I'm humbled, but thank you so much.
I'm fond of you, Sanjeev bhai. We have a strong bond inside where we both are seekers of spirituality. At the same time, I learn a lot from you also. Talking to you, it gives me a lot of good knowledge.
We're on this journey together. That's what I would say. And I want to now just touch on something that we haven't touched on. When I first got to know you, I thought, I know other musical families, like I know Alap Desai, and my introduction to some sort of training, because I came from a bhakti form where bhajans was something that myself and my in the mandir would sing, so I had some little level of understanding. Got to know Alap and Ashit Bhai and Hema Ben, who are musical, nice, a musical family, you know.
Yeah,
But for you, the journey has been different. I thought, okay, fine. So, wow, I didn't had no idea that you were in the jewelry business and the goldsmith, your father, and how this God-given gift
yeah,
found its journey through your coming to Mumbai with your brother Anand,
yeah,
and this approach to the way you look at the world is so open, clear, and constantly looking ahead. I know in our conversations on the side, Sanjiv bhai, what have you got planned? How do you want to do this? And I'll take your advice and wisdom because I know it'll make such a big difference for me. We talked turn to Gurnur now. We talked about your children, and it's a very I want to be kind of keep the privacy of the family and the safety of the family,
no,
but
no, no problem.
Gurnur, you know, it's easy for somebody who's successful, who knows the formula, and
Yeah.
people need to know this, to go and go, okay, I'll spend some money and launch her on one of these connections and done. That's not been your approach. So go back to what's been your approach to Gurnur
Yeah.
and her musical journey?
See, as you know, Gurnoor is now 22 and started her music career at home by just understanding and listening to music. And she she cultivated that interest in her for music. And one fine day she comes to me and said, Dad, I would like to sing a cover version of Rihanna. I said, okay. So I prepared the track and she sang. The minute she sang, I was stunned. I said, oh my God, she's a singer. I mean, and at that time she was 16, I guess, 15 or 16. So I discovered a singer in her, and then she played me her compositions, which she just randomly recorded on her phone. And then I said, "Who written them?" Kitty, I wrote them. Who composed? I composed them.
Wow.
So I just she's a singer, songwriter, composer, Harry Junior, and that's how I said that. Since I'm a professional guy now, so I thought, I mean, she deserve a break, and because she's a very good singer, songwriter, composer, and that's how it started within me that okay, I will support her, as a student. And then I explained her the norms and understanding that Rome was not built in a day. You have to really work hard to achieve it. And then slowly and steadily, I made her understand how it works. I will not launch you with any big label. I will launch you with as an independent artist on your channel with zero subscribers. I'll not say tomorrow go on T Series platform or Universal Music. They have millions of subscribers. And day one, you shoot up in millions. I have become a star. Make us see. We will start a journey from step one. So step one is learn how to stand like a baby. And then you start walking. And that's how we started her journey. And she started making tracks in 2020 and during the COVID. And by reaching 2023, she had few compositions which she took my help as well. Little bit, I just corrected her. Okay, this is. And one fine day when we were ready, I said, okay, now you're ready to go. And she opened her own channel on YouTube. She released her independent music. And that's how she, step by step, now on 3rd March 2024, last year,
Last
just
year.
9 months back, she opened her channel and uploaded her first song audio, just an audio,
Wow.
with zero subscribers. With zero
And how did
subscribers.
that feel as a father going, okay, I can just think as a father that you are guiding them, supporting them, helping them grow, watching them grow. But for somebody so successful like
Yeah,
yourself
yeah,
to go, okay, now she's going to step into that world publicly.
yeah.
How did that feel? Were you absolutely, I mean, what was going through your head?
See, I wanted her to be grounded first of all, and I wanted her to understand the meaning of failure.
Okay.
Because if she's by fluke hit in one day, and in the second album she get failed, she will like devastated and broken, and she'll say, I don't want to do this again. So first I made her understand what failure is in this profession. And it is not easy thing, public may like, public may not like. So 2 years, 3 years, she was only preparing her music. And step by step, I said, keep you ready, like 5 songs, fully mastered and complete. Because if you release your first song in March, I want your second song in April, then in May, then in June, and then in July. So 2 years she worked on those 5 songs only. I said, don't think about that you have 100 in your library phone. Just choose 5. Let's work on those. And she wrote them along with my help. We produced it. Of course, I'm a music producer, so she had an opportunity. She was fortunate enough to have a studio at home, production studio, and mixing and mastering was not an hassle. Of course, funding was not an hassle. So I prepared her 5 tracks with her. We released on March 8th, first track, and today she has 1,15,000 subscribers in 9 months on her,
115,000
and almost
subscribers.
2 million streams on Spotify.
That's incredible. 2 million streams on her own
Yeah, Spotify.
channel.
And
Wow.
she was fresh finds by Spotify. Then she got recently Rise also in Spotify. And of course, she got her YouTube silver button trophy from YouTube. And of course, now she has understood the seriousness of it. And I've said, see, people have acknowledged and people have loved your music. Now it's your responsibility to not let them down and make some good music. Every 3 months, 4 months, you have 2 3 tracks coming up, because you're now an artist. So artist, take yourself as an asset. So she has understood that thing, that word asset. Okay, I'm an asset. I cannot mess around. I just cannot drink or eat or misuse my health, like in any way, abusing my own voice or my health. Because tomorrow if somebody books me for a show or a concert and I'm not fit for that, then it's gone. Because you have got this success easily. It has just started. You have to now sustain for many many years, maybe 2 decades, 3 decades. Manka, so she
Wow.
has understood that entire process, and she has taken it very seriously. She recently won UK Bhangra Awards.
Incredible.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
last month.
Congratulations, Gudno. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
So I've met her.
yeah.
I've had the privilege to
And
meet
you've
her.
seen a very grounded and humble.
But that's the beauty of her. For
That's
me,
that's the essence.
that's the beauty of the reason I wanted to bring this out is because I started this journey, as I said, with you, meeting you as a person and loving you as a person and the genuine family that you are. And then I got to know everything else about your amazing musical career. And I think for one of the purposes for me for this podcast with you is to show the beauty inside the person and the because that's
Yeah, I'm
relatable to
humbled.
so many
Thank you so
people
much, Sanjeev bhai.
genuinely, and the spiritual journey that we're both on. um
Sanjeev bhai, sorry to cut you through you. I wanted to reach many people who, as an artist, I wanted to convey this message that we all have good days, we all have bad days. Never, never, ever get afraid or fearful of anything. Trust me, everything is temporary. No matter fear है या दुख है या गम है और खुशी है, whether you're happy, whether you're sad, whether you're afraid, whatever, everything is temporary. Universe is n- not permanent. Everything is moving. So everything will pass. No matter big losses, big profits, whatsoever is happening, someday your account is in minus, someday is in plus. Some investor has come, somebody has gone back. Whatever is happening in life, it's for the reason. Trust me, nothing happens. So just live your life happily with full confidence. No fears. Just be fearless. And that will only come with silence, stillness.
what a wonderful, fantastic message to finish this episode on. If you look on paper, you look at Harry Anand, the music director, the composer, the singer, the multi award winning personality, larger than life. But for someone like that, the essence of that person, what makes you you, makes that success, are these wisdoms of not falling with the fear, of understanding that nothing is permanent, that every challenge, every obstacle becomes an opportunity for growth, but that this life is much more than we see at face value, and that we all will eventually come to that point of realization. And wherever that is, to go from here, take a step every day, and the little steps are create the silence. First step is silence. And in your case and my case, we experienced an extreme moment of silence, a vacuum, if you like,
Yes.
where we lost, respectively, our mothers. And the world around us just went into sharp contrast.
Absolutely.
And then being able to be brave enough
Yes.
to come through that, knowing it's temporary, the journey of that pain, to go to a bigger joy and to live that every single day through everything you do, everything you say, and everything you think. And the way you have brought a family together and are passing that on to Gurnu, your daughter, who is now already stepping into the world of music in her own right, who has God's grace and your guidance and Guru's blessings, decades more success,
Thank you so much.
but
Thank you so
having
much.
your groundedness, your support, your wisdom, um, is a wonderful thing for her to grow from. I'm blessed to have you
Of
as
course, I'm
family, as
blessed,
friend.
Sanjiv bhai. I'm so happy and blessed to be in this moment with you.
And I look forward to your continued advice and guidance and having you back on this podcast and seeing where that next step of the journey has taken you and share some other beautiful wisdoms and insights from you. Is there anything else that you'd like to share that we haven't done? Please feel at this stage.
Just one word I can say: there's no meaning of success if you're not a happy inside person. There's no meaning of success. No matter how much bank balance you have, it's all vain if you're not happy. Happiness is the key.
Where does happiness come from?
It comes from stillness. By just understanding that everything is temporary, nothing is permanent. We all we all go through the biggest damage in life by losing our loved ones. You know, someday this fear comes in each and every one of us. We will be losing each one of us someday. That is the biggest damage to your soul. Your soul just get tarnished by thinking the thought of losing your loved ones. But eventually this is going to happen. That's the truth. So once we understand this truth and just lose ourselves, that yaar ye to hona hi hai someday. So you start living in the belief that God, whatever time you have given us, make it happy for us so we can cherish the beautiful moments. Then you will be fearless. And once you will be fearless, you will be happy. And once you are happy, no matter the success is more or less or whatsoever is happening, you are a happy person
Wonderful. So happiness comes from inside.
within. The
And
game is within.
the game is within. And the
Yeah.
spiritual journey is for ourselves individually. We have to make time and space, whatever our worldly responsibilities, to ensure that each one of us creates that space each day
Yeah.
and time to reflect, to tune out the noise and tune into the happiness and the joy.
Yeah.
And for all of those facing challenges, as you say, don't be scared. Everything is temporary.
Yeah.
And as long as you have the right perspective and good people around you,
Yeah.
you talked about that.
Very
Surround yourself with people who
yeah.
give you energy,
Like-minded,
like-minded.
with the good mindsets.
Good mindsets and positive energy will help you get through anything.
Very important.
Okay. On that note, Harry Anand, thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so
me.
much, sir. You have such grace on your face. I'm so impressed always.
No, you're too kind, but thank you. I genuinely mean that.
Thank you so much for having me on
Thanks.
your show.